A lot of folks buying houses today are struggling with student loan debt. There is a solution that may work for you to help you eliminate your student loan debt and purchase a house. I'm Paul Stagg. I'm with the Home Fusion team of Cummings and Company Realtors. I'm here today with Stuart Epstein from George Mason Mortgage. He's one of our preferred lenders. I believe your official title is Mortgage Guru.
That is official.
That is official. And Stuart is here today to talk about the Maryland Smart Buy program, which is a program that buyers are able to use to buy a house, get a mortgage, and eliminate their student loan debt. So Stuart, can you tell us a little bit about what Smart Buy is?
Absolutely, Paul. Thank you. Yeah, so Paul and I just helped a client this month, actually, have almost $40,000 of their student loan debt forgiven, literally paid off at settlement in conjunction with the purchase of a home. And that's essentially what the Smart Buy 2.0 program is. It's a state-funded loan program. The state of Maryland has this program that's unique. There's no other program in the entire country like it. Governor Hogan in 2016 allocated some funds for this program through the state of Maryland. And in 2016, it initially started out as a program where you had to buy a state-owned property, basically a foreclosure that the Department of Housing owned. Within the last year or so, the program got expanded where a home buyer can purchase any home in the state of Maryland. And if they are qualified under this program, they can have up to $40,000 of their student loan debt forgiven. Okay. And I actually did something here for you guys, Paul. I put it in writing because sometimes saying something and seeing it are a little bit different. And when you see $40,000 of student loan debt, you see that in writing, it's huge. It's amazing. And it's an absolute game changer for a lot of people.
Absolutely. And nothing's official until it's in writing.
That's right.
So you can pay off $40,000 of student loan debt. It pays off your student loan debt. It eliminates it. It doesn't roll it into the mortgage or anything like that.
Exactly. Yeah, that's one of the first questions that a lot of folks have when they're inquiring about this program is, oh, does that just get added to my mortgage and then I'm paying interest on it? No, your student loan debt literally gets wiped out. Now, it is a 5-year forgivable loan. What that means is your student loan debt servicer gets paid off at settlement. You have to stay in the house for 5 years for all of that money to be what they call forgiven. So 20% per year is forgiven. If you sell the house within that 5 years, you have to repay a portion of that money that was given to you to pay off your student loan debt back to the state.
Okay. And that would happen when you sell the house.
When you sell the house. If you keep the house for 5 years, you never repay a dime of that money.
Okay. Awesome. Is this only available for first-time home buyers?
Yeah, that's a great question, Paul. So it's available for first-time buyers unless you're buying in a targeted area. And I'll tell you what that means. But if you're buying in a targeted area, you do not have to be a first-time home buyer. Or if you have not owned a home in the last 3 years, you would be eligible under the first-time buyer requirement. Okay. An example, Paul, of a targeted area, all of Baltimore City. If you're buying within the city limits, you don't have to be a first-time buyer. You just can't own another home at the time of settlement. You can sell another home simultaneously, but you can't own anything when you go to settlement using this program.
Okay. Are there income limits?
There are. So if you go to the Maryland Mortgage Program website, you can see the income limits for each county. The good news, Paul, with the Smart Buy program and all of the Maryland Mortgage Program products, income limits are a little bit higher than what most people are expecting. So for example, if you're purchasing a home in Baltimore City and you're a 1 or 2 person household, income limits are over $120,000. So it's going to fit for most folks.
That's awesome. So some other things, just details about the loan and how you qualify. Is there a minimum credit score that folks would have to have?
Yeah, yeah. So there are qualifications, as with any mortgage, there are particular qualifications. So for anybody interested in this program, they'll definitely want to talk to a qualified lender and make sure they meet those requirements. The credit score limit is a little stricter than some other loan products. It's a 720 credit score that you have to qualify for Smart Buy. There are some other restrictions that you just want to make sure that you meet. But a qualified lender who is on the list to supply this loan can go over those with you pretty easily.
So this, to me, sounds like a fantastic option for an awful lot of people that are struggling with, really, they're in a position, a great financial position where they otherwise would qualify, be a great candidate to qualify for a conventional mortgage, but their debt ratio knocks them out or doesn't allow them to purchase as much home as they would like. Um, is there any additional qualification or documentation required to get financing like this?
Not really, Paul. It's a conventional mortgage, so you really are we're following all of the criteria that one would normally need to qualify for a conventional mortgage, and it's 5% down. So another feature to this program is the state of Maryland also provides a third feature to this program, and it's a $5,000 down payment assistance. The $5,000 can assist towards that 5% down payment requirement. So you don't have to have a ton of money out of pocket to be able to use this program. Um, the the great thing about it, you referenced debt to income ratio. That is one of the challenges that we've seen a lot over the last few years with folks who are ready to buy their first house, but they're making, let's say they're making a $400 or $500 a month payment to their student loan debt. When you can have your student loan debt wiped out, that essentially adds that $400 or $500 a month to your buying power for a home. So if your budget was $1,300 a month, knowing that you also have to service that student loan debt, but that debt's being wiped out, now you might want to take on a $1,500, $1,600, $1,700, $1,800 a month mortgage. And it really opens up the door for a lot of people and makes the home buying possibility much, much more feasible.
Absolutely, that
It's
you
a,
get a lot
it's a,
more
it's a
house.
game changer. Yeah,
A lot more house for $1,700, $1,800 a month compared to $1,300 a month for sure.
no question.
So you said it sounds like this is a state program. Is there a funding limit? Is this the sort of thing that sometimes we hear rumors about programs running out of money? Is that something that can happen with this program?
Yeah, so back in 2016 when this program originated, I want to say there was maybe $6 or $8 million allocated for this program. Since then, the funding has been replenished a couple times, and the program has gotten so much attraction and has had so much success, and it really is a kind of a banner program for the state of Maryland and the Department of Housing, that it's really, really well supported. And every indication is that that funding will continue for the foreseeable future. So there's really no immediate concern in our world that that money's going to run out tomorrow, and somebody may have been planning on getting it, and then all of a sudden the money's not there. So that's really not a concern at this point. There's plenty of funding still. I've got several in the pipeline now, and it's something that we're going to continue to be excited about going forward.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sometimes we see and hear grant money and things like that. The grant gets announced, and if you're not buying a house within the next 2 weeks, the grant money's not going to be there anymore.
Yeah.
So it's good to see that this is something that looks like it's an ongoing thing, and it'll last at least for the foreseeable future. So this sounds like an amazing product. Like you mentioned, we worked as a team with buyers to buy their first home in Baltimore County. They paid off, I believe, that up to the limit. I believe they paid off $40,000 in student loan debt, got themselves a great house, and it was, I think, something that they weren't sure they would be able to do. So we were very pleased. They got a lot more house than I think they expected. So is there any other catch? This sounds awfully good, maybe too good to be true. Are there any other catches here that a buyer would need to be concerned about?
Yeah, Paul. It seems like there would be some kind of a gimmick or catch to this. And in our world, there are gimmicks out there. This is not one of them. This is the real deal. This program is legitimate. It's helped many people pay off student loan debt. There's really no catch to it. The interest rates are published on the Maryland Mortgage Program's website on a daily basis. The rates are actually really competitive. They might be a slightly higher than market interest rate on any given day compared to what you would get if you weren't having your $40,000 of student loan debt paid off. So there may be a slight premium for some people compared to what they would get if they weren't using this program. If there's a catch, I would say that's the only thing. But really, when you do the numbers and you look at the net benefit of this program, it's absolutely hands down the best thing out there. There's nothing like it. Like I said, there's a lot of other states that are looking at Maryland as the model for this because it's the only state in the country that has it currently. And there are some other states that are really making an effort to try to copycat what the state of Maryland's done really successfully to help folks with their student loan debt and to purchase a home. It's a win-win.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is a fantastic program. We were glad that you were able to offer it to the buyers that we were working with. And like I said, got them into a house that that they didn't think they would be able to make this work. Certainly not without paying off their student loan debt. So now moving away from the Maryland Mortgage Program Smart Buy for just a second. If someone calls you and maybe they don't quite qualify for this program, they've got more student loan debt than they can pay off, or their credit's not quite 720. Are you able to work with them as well and help get them into potentially another program to get them into a house?
Yeah, absolutely, Paul. So there's several programs for first-time buyers. There are incentives that aren't even limited to first-time buyers that are out there. So when we talk to a potential home buyer and we do the pre-qualification, we gather all the information. We basically, through process of elimination, kind of figure out, okay, what do you qualify for? What programs? What incentives? There are things like Live Near Your Work program. Just as a great example, if you work at Johns Hopkins, you can get up to $17,000 towards down payment and closing costs on a home purchase. That's a little plug for Hopkins there, but there's a lot of companies and employers that participate in that program. There's something called the Smart Keys for Employees. That's a statewide program. There's plenty of help for people. One of the biggest challenges, I think, for first-time home buyers is down payment, coming up with the money for down payment and closing costs.
Absolutely.
That's something that we can overcome. Okay, for most people, and obviously for qualified home buyers, there are plenty of down payment assistance programs out there. We can introduce you to them, show you how to get them. It's not overly complicated. It's what we do every day. Paul, you and I have helped so many people who were challenged with down payment over the years, right? Whether it's a Maryland Mortgage Program incentive or one of the city incentives, there's a lot out there. I've had people stack 30, 40. I think I had one client a few years back who stacked $50,000 worth of incentives and wound up putting 20% down on a home purchase.
Yeah, that's amazing. We're going to have to do another one of these so you can go through all of it.
I'm ready.
So this is awesome information, and I'm sure we're going to have some folks want to get in touch with you to ask more questions or see if they qualify. So how can people get in touch with you?
Yeah, thanks, Paul. So my website is very easy. It's applywithstuart.com, and that's Stuart. Otherwise, you can call me directly at 410-491-0200. And I'm sure we'll share the contact information after the video here. And they can always get in touch with Paul, and then Paul knows how to get a hold of me.
Absolutely.
I'm on call for Paul 24/7.
Yeah, it feels good, man. It feels good to have you around. You're a huge help and a great resource. And it's fantastic that we're able to recommend somebody of your caliber to our clients. That just fantastic customer service, always gets the job done. Being honest, right? Making sure that there's no people understand what they're getting into, what they qualify for, and really setting the stage from the beginning, and then getting them through to the settlement table. So looking forward to doing more. Hopefully we'll be able to do some more smart buys and get some more student loan debt paid off. Yes, we will put your contact information when we post this video. We'll definitely have your contact information in the post. If anybody needs to reach out to Stuart or to me, just contact us through our Facebook page. Just hit the messenger button, or our phone number and our website are all available as well. And we look forward to hearing from everybody if you've got any questions about this program or anything else we're able to do for you. Hope everybody has an awesome day.